So I wanted to give this thing a proper review, and it's, you know, like a super little tiny projector. I actually don't even know who it's made by, but this thing is actually pretty awesome. The only thing that I could say I don't like about it is the lens adjustment, and the fact that even with the mouse, even with the remote, there's really no way of adjusting the way that the screen looks, or like adjusting the the corners so that you can fit out your whole screen. But ultimately, I mean, you can see the picture is not bad. I do recommend dialing it back from 1080p to 720p. 1080p just looks a little bit too pixelated, and you can see more of the boxes. It is meant to do 480p, and essentially you could see more of the pixels at 1080p from what I could see. I dialed it back to 720p and it looks nice and sharp and crisp. You do need mild lighting, so this is actually the LEDs that I have in the room are all kind of toned back. They're really not very bright right now, and essentially you can see, like, it lights up pretty well. I do recommend keeping it at about 7 feet from the back of the projector to the screen, just because that's where you're going to get the best quality picture. You can kind of see, if I get a little closer to the screen, that on the top corners, it does look a little fuzzy. But the wording and everything like that towards the bottom of the screen, is a little bit better. Ultimately, like I said, it's not a bad projector for 60 bucks. I had an RCA one that was, similar to this, a little bit bigger than this, and, had poorer quality pictures. So honestly, this is not a bad projector for the cost, and I'd give it a 10 out of 10, because honestly, the sound isn't bad either. And of course, now there's no sound, but I'll wait for a second or two for that to come back, because that should be going any second now. Come on now. There we go. And this is only at 61, but it's, just as loud as a TV. This is, kind of like quiet commercial, but
they will tell you, hey, those first 40 minutes, we got to play 60 minutes. That was a problem last year, 60 minutes of consistent hockey.
And I think finishing that out for this final